Hey there, I'm Kevin Downey, and I run an agency called Kevin M. Downey, where we help B2B companies with their sales and marketing efforts. You can visit our website at kevinmdowney.com. Okay, today's topic, I just talked about this on a podcast, I don't know, a week or two ago, and it's something that I've heard for as long as I've had my agency, 10 years, and heard this so many times. And I say B2B myths busted because it's both true and not true at the same time. So I've heard this forever. Our industry is relationship based. And my answer to that, first of all, why is it said, right? So it is typically in response, principals saying it in response to the idea that they cannot do cold outreach, whether it is by phone, prospecting, boots on the ground, or email, because they are afraid of offending, I guess, someone at a prospect that they did cold outreach to introduce themselves, right? So they psychologically protect themselves and say, we can't do that because our industry is relationship based. So the reality is first of all, most B2B companies with their customers are relationship based. So if you have an account executive or an account manager that has an ongoing relationship with your customers, meaning they're selling over and over to them, or your delivery people within your organization for your clients, whoever's doing the deliverable, whether it's a product or service, has an ongoing relationship with your customers or your clients, your industry is relationship based. And since I've done this for 10 years with B2B companies, I can say that's most B2B companies. There are a handful, SaaS maybe, where it's automated, right? You get a client, you do, one sale, one call close, they jump on board, and then it's self-service. But by and large, B2B companies are relationship based, right? With their customer base. They have an ongoing relationship with their customers or clients. So everybody's relationship based, more or less. So as a myth, when they come to me and we have a conversation and say, well, we're relationship based, blah, blah, I say everybody's relationship based. I mean, that's true of almost everything in B2B. So what is that again saying? It's saying, well, we can't do cold outreach and blah, blah, blah. At the end of the day, if you have a business where you have a referral network, which I hear that phrase all the time, where you can grow your company at the rate you want to, then fine. Don't do any cold outreach. That's perfectly acceptable. And I've worked with clients where we recruit account executives and account managers where they do everything from a referral network standpoint, and they grow at a very slow and steady pace. And that's perfectly fine. There is nothing wrong with that. Plenty of companies we don't work with do that, right? But if you want to accelerate your growth, you are going to have to go beyond that. And many companies, when we have conversations with them, they will say the referral network is tapped out, or they just aren't accelerating fast enough through that mechanism or that methodology. And I'm like, well, you have to do cold outreach at some point. You either have to do boots on the ground with reps, you're going to have to do cold outreach with reps and or high volume email. All comes down to your prospect list size. So your medium or your anchor medium for cold outreach, if you're trying to find decision maker and pain point and generate a lead and ultimately appointments for you or sales, if your target prospect list is big enough, meaning tens of thousands, 100,000 plus, email should be your anchor. There's nothing that's going to compete with email on a dollar for dollar basis. Reps can never compete with it. But if your prospect list size is relatively small, then it needs to be rep based. But the cold outreach mechanism or the way that you go about your cold outreach, either way in either medium, is the same, right? It's reach out. Do you have this pain point? If you do, we can help you solve it. This is what I want to do next, right? So I want to start a relationship with you if you have this general pain point and you make decisions regarding that pain point, right? So if you do, I want to send you our stuff. If you want to have a further chat so we can start a relationship, that's fine. That's the beginnings of a relationship, right? That is the only way you're going to do it. Now, can you do it with pure inbound and find new customers in addition to your referral network? Sure, a little bit with, certainly webinars and podcast appearances and content on, let's say, YouTube or social media. Certainly PPC SEO in B2B can drive you some inbound. Is it ever going to be the anchor for you to build your company in any accelerated fashion? No, they're going to work very similar to your referral network. There are going to be, spotty things that you can do that are very effective. But they're never going to be a daily constant flow of inbound leads, which is what most B2B companies are looking for. So if you are looking to grow your business beyond your referral network, if you've tapped it out, you've said, hey, we've exhausted it and we need to grow faster, direct outbound, cold outreach to introduce yourselves to companies to start a relationship is where you have to go. And that's when I say that, the myth is busted, right? Everybody is relationship based more or less in B2B. Everyone is unique in their products and service offerings and in their company and their customers, but yet B2B business development is the same no matter what your industry. Right? So anyway, if that helps you, reach out to us if you need help. KevinMDowney.com. Really appreciate you being here. Thanks for taking the time, and we'll talk to you soon.